Hello everyone, I am back with a new video in the tissue series. Here we shall discuss the type of animal tissues briefly. We will learn about each of them in detail in the subsequent videos. Let us take a look at some key points. We know that tissues are a group of cells with extracellular matrix that are similar or dissimilar in structure but similar in origin and work together in coordination to perform a particular function. All tissues in animals are living, that is, they contain protoplasm and carry out various functions with the help of their organelles. This is because animals move from one place to another and they require more energy for metabolism and maintenance. The father of modern histology is Xavier Bichat, who suggested that tissue is a central element in human anatomy, and he considered organs as collections of often different tissues rather than as entities in themselves. The father of microscopical anatomy is Marcello Malpighi, who used the microscope to study, discover, and describe many anatomical structures. Tissues first appeared in the phylum Cnidaria, which includes animals like jellyfish and sea anemones. Tissues and organs are derived from germ layers, which are a group of cells in an embryo that interact with each other as the embryo develops. Germ layers are of two types, diploblasty and triploblasty. In diploblasty, ectoderm and endoderm are the main two layers with mesoglea between them. Ectoderm is the outermost layer which differentiates to form epithelial tissues like skin, linings of the mouth, nostrils, sweat glands, and the likes, and it also differentiates to form neural tissues. Endoderm is the innermost layer which differentiates into the inner epithelial lining of several organs and gastrointestinal tract. In between them lies mesoglea, which is an undifferentiated jelly-like layer mostly made up of water and several substances including fibrous proteins like collagen. It serves as an internal skeleton supporting the body, and its elastic properties help to restore the shape due to deformation by the contraction of muscles. Diploblasty is seen in phylums Cnidaria and Ctenophora. Triploblasty has ectoderm and endoderm as well, but they contain mesoderm instead of mesoglea, which gives rise to muscle, heart, and bones. Triploblasty is seen in most phylum, that is, Platyhelminthes to chordates. Here are a few microscopic images of different germ layers. Now let us see different types of animal tissues. They can be mainly categorized into epithelial, connective, muscular, and nervous tissues. The epithelial tissue forms the covering on all internal and external surfaces of the body and lines body cavities and hollow organs. It is primarily of two types, unilayer and multilayer. Connective tissues are several body tissues that connect, support, and help bind other tissues. They have a lot of different varieties of cells which share numerous structural and functional features. They are of three types, loose, dense, and specialized. Muscular tissue has the special ability to shorten or contract in order to produce movement of the body parts. There are three types, skeletal, smooth, and cardiac muscle. Nervous tissue is a part of the nervous system which regulates and controls functions and activities of the body. We will discuss about the subtypes of these tissues in details in the subsequent videos. Now we shall see the 4 types of animal tissues in brief. The term epithelia was coined by the anatomist Frederick Rausch. Epithelial tissue is the major tissue in glands. As mentioned earlier, it forms covering on most surfaces. It can be derived from 3 layers: ectoderm, which forms the external epithelium; mesoderm, which forms covering of lungs and heart, called pleura and pericardium respectively, as well as other mesodermally derived coelmic epithelium; and endoderm, which forms inner lining of alimentary canal, airways, and other organ systems. There is either negligible or no space between consecutive cells of epithelial tissue, but they have cellular junctions. These tissues do not have any blood vessels or lymphatic systems, and hence they are avascular. The cells have the power to regenerate and replace dead or damaged cells. The epithelium layer contains a base membrane below them, which acts as a support on which the cells grow. The basal lamina is made up of glycoproteins and mucopolysaccharides. Below the base membrane lies reticular and collagen fibers of connective tissue. The term connective tissue was introduced by the physiologist Johannes Peter Müller. Connective tissue is the most abundant tissue in the body, and it contains the most extracellular matrix. It is derived from the mesoderm. Connective tissues are formed from mesenchyme, which is an undifferentiated layer of cells in the embryo. These tissues are present in between other tissues and serve as packing around the organs, as support, and also a means of transport of substances within the body. Connective tissue contains cells, fibers, and matrix. The matrix is made up of water, glycoprotein, mucopolysaccharides, and proteoglycans. The component cells mainly include fibroblasts, mast cells, macrophages, and plasma cells. There are 3 types of fibers: collagen, elastic, and reticulate fibers. Some examples of connective tissue are blood and adipose tissue. Muscular tissues are present in several body parts such as arms and legs, as well as vital organs like the stomach and heart. They have special proteins called actin and myosin, which enables them to contract and relax to produce movement. They are mesodermally derived by a process known as myogenesis during embryonic development. They contain many blood vessels and are surrounded by connective tissues. Muscular tissues are usually long and slender and can either be voluntary or involuntary in nature. Voluntary muscles can be moved under the control of one's will, whereas involuntary muscles movement cannot be controlled. Here are some microscopic images of different types of muscles. Neural tissue is a major component present in brain, spinal cord, and the nerves. It is ectodermally derived from the neural plate. Nervous tissue is responsible for control and coordination of the body, awareness of surroundings, management of memory, emotion, and reasoning, and stimulations of muscle movement through electrical impulses. The nervous tissue is made up of cells called neurons, which live long and do not divide or get replaced after they die. Here we can see the structure of an individual neuron. Neuron has 3 main parts: dendrites, cyton, and axon. It shall be discussed in detail in another video. The information presented in these slides are primarily collected from sources which are academic or for government organizations, as well as a few research journals. I hope I could provide an overview on the types of animal tissues. An elaborate discussion on the subtypes of animal tissues and their different functions will be done in my upcoming video shortly. I thank you all for watching my video. To watch more videos, please check the description and also the cards appearing on the top right end of this video. Stay tuned for more videos.